people sitting in our downtown core asking for money are also doing things like defecating on buildings or in the streets, or harassing school groups, harassing visitors, harassing business owners, doing things that you shouldn't be doing in public.
That's Karen Zander, Vice President of the St. Augustine Business Coalition. She differentiates between people who cannot afford a home and vagrants and panhandlers.
The homeless would be the people who don't have access to a home. We have an affordable housing problem. But the vagrants are people who are panhandling and or aren't interested perhaps in finding a home. And that's a different set of people.
She goes on to talk about why it's a tricky problem to handle and how business leaders are looking for solutions.
We've been super successful as a historic community in marketing ourselves as a destination. And so people come to visit, and they come to look at our galleries, and they come to eat in our restaurant. Because the homeless or vagrant population knows that there are people downtown, that's where they come to ask for money. No one can say to someone, you can't ask for money. That's a constitutionally protected activity. But can you ask for money on someone's private property? No.
Zander called for a facility to help those experiencing homelessness.
Unless there's a place to take in people who are drunk and on drugs, you can't get them off the streets because you can't take them anywhere. If they're on public land, it's public. They have the right to be there. So you have to have a place to take them to also. So we have to come up with a facility that they can be taken to.
She says the St. Augustine Business Coalition wants to help effect change and implement solutions. Local business owners who want to get involved can email her at karen@97park.com. This local news is a service of your hometown Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. A humpback whale is spotted this week off the coast of Ponte Vedra. Liz Ryan asks Blair Mays, biologist at NOAA, if these sightings are rare.
Right now, it's not that unusual to see humpbacks off our shores. Starting in, the winter time through the end of March, the humpback whales come south. Actually, the mothers give birth down the Caribbean, and the adults, the juveniles, usually stick around in mid-Atlantic and offshores of Florida waters.
More humpbacks have been spotted this year than last year.
This year, we seem to have an increase of sightings.
But more sightings doesn't necessarily mean an increased population.
We are having an unusual mortality event with humpback whales. We've had a very large number of mortalities occur due to ship strikes and entanglement.
But if you don't spot any whales this summer, don't be alarmed.
Towards the end of the month, they are going to start migrating back up north.
Other whales you may catch a glimpse of are in great peril.
Many people, especially who live in northeast Florida, are very aware of the North Atlantic right whale. They're a highly endangered species and very protected.
You can help the whales by reporting sightings.
1-877-WHALE-HELP. And you can report a sighting, or if you feel like there's a whale that's in distress, you can report a stranding as well.
Calls of whale sightings aren't the only way they keep count.
Aerial survey teams that are flying right now, they're monitoring the North Atlantic right whale population.
For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Liz Ryan.
Activists are using our schools to indoctrinate and sexualize children rather than focus on the education they need to succeed. Based on the many good bills you are filing, we will end that once and for all.
House Speaker Paul Renner outlines education priorities in his opening speech at the 2023 legislative session.
Renner addressed student reading deficiencies in his session opening speech.
Nearly half of our third graders cannot read on grade level. That is morally unacceptable. We must commit to a future in which every child masters the reading, math, and general knowledge needed to reach their full potential. To that end, we will improve resources for teachers and students so that we can bring every child, yes, every child, to grade level. And to further that success, we must embrace educational freedom and customized learning. Thanks to our bill sponsors, HB 1 will deliver the largest expansion of school choice in the nation.
Renner says the digitally dominant world is taking its toll on childhood development and mental health.
We will pass legislation to help kids disconnect from tech addiction and reconnect to the real world and the opportunities that await them in the classroom. And we will also ensure that our children's personal information is never given to big tech by passing robust protections for juvenile data privacy.
The session is scheduled to adjourn May 5th. For St. Augustine's Local Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
And now you're up to date with St. Augustine's Local Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.